Ladies, I'm here tonight on the show. How's everybody doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Jesus Christ, how is everybody doing tonight on a Saturday? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do things a little bit different tonight. We're going to start off with boxing. That's why I'm so late tonight, man, watching that damn boxing fight. This was the trilogy, right? The final one, the rubber match. Which, the Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin fight. The first fight, it was a tie. It was a draw. The second fight, Canelo won. And here, the trilogy, Canelo wins again. But this one was probably the most boring out of the three. You can make the argument that Gennady Golovkin could have won the first one and the second one. Where tonight, man, it was clear. I think we went 2-3 rounds, maybe, if that. I thought his best one was probably the ninth round. But yeah, this shit kind of sucked, to be honest, man. Compared to the other two, this was probably really bad. They were saying Canelo Alvarez was, I think he had like a tear ligament in one of his hands. He has to get surgery, but he still whooped his ass, man. I mean, the only thing was that he didn't knock him out, right? And so maybe that's why he couldn't knock him out, I guess, because he didn't have all that complete power in that right hand. But the other guy sucked ass, man. I don't know. I think he's like 41 years old. I think he might be washed up. He said he's not going to retire. I can see him, if he was able to survive 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, I guess continue, right? It's not like you got your ass whooped completely where you got knocked out, you got your ass whooped, but you took it like a man. All 12 rounds to survive. So, yeah, I mean, I can see him continuing, and maybe he'll get a bunch of jobbers and, get some W's. But yeah, Canelo Alvarez, I think he's going to get his surgery, recover, and probably fight next year. I think he's gonna want to get a rematch versus Dimitri Bivol, that's who he lost to in May. Dimitri Bivol's got a fight coming up in November versus Ramirez. I think he's gonna beat him, and that's gonna set up the match probably sometime in May. The rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Vladimir Bivol, and we'll see what the hell happens. I believe it was 175 last time they fought. Canelo might have to negotiate where it's the weight's a little bit lower, because I think Canelo Alvarez lost to some speed and athleticism carrying all that extra muscle weight in his last fight. He didn't have the speed and athleticism, the head movement that he usually does, so he might have to negotiate something, maybe fight at 167 or something. He's not as heavy going into the fight, and he can have all his speed and athleticism to move around, because Canelo's more of a defensive fighter, kind of like Mayweather. So he definitely needs to have the ability to have the speed and the athleticism to be able to move around and literally make people miss. So we'll see that fight. Canelo took care of business tonight versus getting Golovkin. Vladimir Bivol got to take care of business in November, and then once he does, which I think he will, then we get the fight next year. Probably May of next year. We'll get the rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Vladimir Bivol. Bivol. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, good fight for Canelo Alvarez. Hell of a fight right there. Let's move over to college. Let's move over to hold on. Well, let's do NFL, and then let's do college football. All right, we'll do NFL, and then we'll do college football, and then we'll go to Major League Baseball, National Basketball. And then wrestling, we'll work ourselves around, all right, whatever. So NFL, it's a bunch of injuries. Let's see here. It's a bunch of injuries reports for the NFL. That's mostly what we get on Saturdays. Let's see here. Packers wide receiver Alan Lazard listed as questionable for Sunday night due to sprained ankle. Is expected to play, so that's going to be good for Aaron Rodgers. He gets possibly his best wide receiver now that Davante Adams retired, Alan Lazard. So we'll see. Saints Alvin Kamara listed as questionable for the Sunday due to rib injury. Is not expected to play. Wow. Saints Mark Ingram also listed as questionable on Sunday due to an ankle injury. Is expected to play. But Mark Ingram, I don't know. Damn, that's a huge loss. I mean, if they don't get Alvin Kamara. They're already kind of limited with Jameis Winston at quarterback. No Alvin Kamara. Damn, I think Tampa was going to win that game. And then Jameis Winston, listed as questionable for Sunday due to back injury, is expected to play. Jesus Christ, man. Oh wow! So Jameis Winston and Mark Ingram are questionable. They're gonna play, and it looks like Alvin Kamara's gonna miss it. Damn. Leonard Fournette listed as questionable for Sunday due to a hamstring injury is expected to play. So Leonard Fournette's gonna play. Mike Evans listed as questionable for Sunday due to a calf injury, expected to play. Bucks don't expect to know whether they will have Julio Jones or Q to a knee injury until they see how he feels. Yeah, damn, all these injuries already. Only week one, already all these people hurt. Cowboys officially signed Cooper Rush and kicker Brett Maher to their active roster and evaluate quarterback Will Gear from the practice squad to be the backup for Rush on Sunday versus the Bengals. All right, so there we go. Officially, Cooper Kupp will be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Bills are listing wide receiver Gabe Davis as questionable for Monday night versus Tennessee due to an ankle injury. Davis was added to the injury report today after taking part in a limited practice. Damn. Colts evaluate wide receiver Kiki QT and kicker Chase McFarland to the active roster. They just released Rodrigo Chippernuts the other day, so now they got Chase McClellan as their kicker. Washington added defensive lineman Jonathan Allen to the injury report as questionable for Sunday's game versus Detroit with a groin injury. Damn. Colts downgrade wide receiver Michael Pittman to out. Jesus Christ, the Colts don't even have a lot of good wide receivers. And now, I think who do the Colts play? I don't even know I forget who the fuck they play, but they might lose, man. Without Michael Pittman, they couldn't even beat the Texans last week. Jesus Christ. I think they play Jacksonville, so they could be Jacksonville. Yeah, they might be Jacksonville. We'll see. 49ers signed punter. This is yesterday's news. Mitch Wishnowsky. All right, so a bunch of injuries, ladies and gentlemen. A bunch of injuries. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go over to college football, which honestly sucked ass, man. Weak ass schedule, man. We got Georgia beating South Carolina 48-7. We got Michigan beating Connecticut 59-0. Oklahoma beating Nebraska 49-14. Kentucky beating Youngstown State 31-0. Baylor beating Texas State 42-7. Oregon beating the hell out of BYU 41-20. I was surprised, man. Oregon looked like shit a few weeks ago versus Georgia, and they looked fantastic tonight versus BYU, man. I was surprised in that game. Ole Miss beats the shit out of Georgia Tech 42-0. Penn State, another kind of surprise. I thought Auburn would put them up more of a fight. Penn State just beat the shit out of them 41-12. Alabama beats the shit out of Monroe 63-7. Wake Forest beats Liberty 37-36. They almost lost, actually. Ohio State beats Toledo 77-21. And then in this game, Kurt Warner's son played. Did he end up playing or not? Well, no, he did not play. I thought he was going to play. No, he did not play. The starting quarterback was fucking Daquan Finn. I guess. Wasn't Kurt Warner's... What the fuck? I thought they said Kurt Warner's son was going to play for Toledo today. Oklahoma State beat Air Eye Pine Buffalo 63-7. Arkansas beats Missouri State 38-27. Tennessee beats Akron 63-6. North Carolina State beats Texas 27-14. Washington upsets Michigan State 39-8. That was a big upset. Florida beats South Florida 31-28. Pittsburgh beats Western Michigan 34-13. Clemson beats Louisiana Tech 48-20. Texas beats Usta 41-20. Texas A&M redeemed themselves after losing to Appalachian State last week and beats Miami 17-9. Miami looked like shit, man. Did they even score a touchdown? I think it was a bunch of field goals for Miami. They play like shit, man, low key. I don't know what the fuck happened to Miami, man. Only fucking no touchdowns, only 3 field goals for Miami, man. I thought they would play better. Utah beats San Diego State 35-7, and USC beats Fresno State 45-17. USC improves to 3-0. They are the number 7 team in the country. They're climbing up, man. They're climbing up. But yeah, man, kind of a shitty ass week 3, honestly. At least last week you had, more upsets, right? You had Appalachian State beating Texas A&M, and you had fucking Marshall beating Notre Dame. This week kind of sucked ass, honestly. Man, the problem with college football, man, is that the out of conferences, man. All these fucking teams be fucking scheduling weak ass teams, like Jesus Christ. Like, and then, like at least last week, right? You had like I said, you had the fucking Marshall and Appalachian State winning, but man, that's the thing with college football, man. That unless you have conference, it's fucking Jobber City. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. No, actually, no. Let's go to NBA. NBA. Free agent PJ Dozier signing a deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sources tell ESPN Dozier coming back from December 2021 ACL injury. Played with the Denver Nuggets. So he's with the Denver Nuggets. PJ Dozier, he got hurt, and now he's back to be with the Timberwolves. Let's see here. Any more NBA news? Not really. Like I said, Dennis Schroeder going to the Lakers. All right. All right. Major League Baseball. I don't think there's any news. They asked Aaron Judge about going to the Red Sox, and he kind of said, he didn't say no. He said that's something we'll have to talk about in the offseason. That was kind of crazy, man. I just playing the game I love. I never play the game for the stats or to see how I lined up certain categories. Oh, they were asking him about breaking Roger Maris's single home run record for the Yankees. He needs 4 more to tie it. He needs 5 more to break it. But yeah, they also asked him about going to the Red Sox, and he said he kind of sounded like he was open to it. Jesus Christ. The Brewers fucking had a solo tonight, but they played the Yankees. The Brewers have beat the Yankees 2 straight nights. Jesus Christ, man. The Brewers that were kind of choking, now they beat the Yankees 2 straight nights. And then the fucking Yankees, Frankie Montas is hurt. Frankie's going for an MRI on shoulder, said he's optimistic that it's not too bad, felt something after game. Montes on shoulder, I'm feeling optimistic about this. I don't think it's anything crazy. That's the last thing the Yankees need, man. Frankie Montes to be fucking hurt, man. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. That's about it. Let's look at the scoreboard. And then we'll go over to wrestling. White Sox beat Tigers 4-3. Guardians beat Twins 5-1. Cardinals beat Reds 5-1. Rockies beat Cubs 3-1. Blue Jays beat Orioles 6-3. Nationals beat Marlins 5-3. Royals beat Red Sox 9-0. Rays beat Rangers 5-1. Guardians in the second game of a doubleheader beat the Twins again 7-6. Brewers beat the Yankees 4-1. Very impressive Brewers beating the Yankees 2 straight games, man. They might sweep them, we'll see. Athletics beat Astros 8-5. Mets beat Pirates 5-1. Cardinals beat Reds in the second game of a doubleheader 1-0. Braves beat Phillies 4-3. Padres beat Diamondbacks 2-0. Dodgers beat Giants 7-2. Angels beat Mariners 2-1. Jesus Christ. And then the other team that's impressive, the Guardians, man. The Guardians are going to fucking win that division, man. It's fucking over, man. Let's look at the standings. Yankees up by 4 games. 4 games, man. Now the Rays are kind of falling off, but now the Blue Jays are coming. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, my Lord. Guardians up by 4 games. It's over. I think the Guardians won that division. Astros up by 14 games. That's the only close one, really. The National East. Mets up 1 game on the Braves. Cardinals up 8 games. Dodgers up 21 games. Yeah, man. Most of this shit's over. Wild card, Blue Jays, Rays, Mariners. Everybody else has 5 games. Yeah. Then the American League, unless the fucking Yankees choke, the American League's pretty much set, man. It's going to be, the division winners are going to be the Yankees, the Astros, the Guardians, and then the wild card is going to be Blue Jays, Rays, and Mariners, honestly. And then in the National League, there's still, Braves are going to get in. I think Phillies are going to get in. The question is, can the Brewers steal that final spot away from the Padres? That's to me, those are the 2 biggest questions in baseball, right? who's gonna win the NL East between the Braves and the Mets, and who's gonna get that final spot. It's gonna be the Brewers or the Padres. I think everything else is pretty much set. We only have a few more weeks to go. We'll see what the hell happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk some wrestling, and then we'll call it a night here on a Saturday. Jesus Christ. So freaking Jeff Hardy, I guess, is almost done with rehab, and they're saying he's gonna come back to wrestle. And a lot of people are saying just retire Jeff Hardy, because a lot of people are saying that him being on wrestling and having to travel makes it more likely that he can get exposed to alcohol and drugs. So a lot of people want Jeff Hardy to just retire and spend time with his wife and kids. Matt Hardy, I think he said on his Twitch stream, he's like, "You're gonna meet a new Jeff Hardy here pretty soon." I'm like, how many times have we been over this shit, man? Oh, man, I agree, man. Jeff Hardy, we love you, but just retire, man. You can have a more calm life, a much easier life. If you just stay home back in North Carolina with your wife and your kids. If you're on the road, there's more chances you getting exposed to alcohol. Just fucking retired at this point. We're sorry, Jeff. We love you. We want to continue to wrestle. But I think it's better for you and your family and your health to just retire, man. Low key, man. Honestly, man. Now they're saying that I guess Elias is no longer showing up on the WWE website roster, and a lot of people are saying they're gonna bring back Elias. Wait, hold on. Who the fuck was it? I don't even remember what the fuck was the other character. It was Elias. That was a guitar one, right? I don't even know who the fuck. That's how bad the character was. I can't even remember who the fuck was the other one. Honestly, Elias was the guitar, right? The character with the guitar, and I don't even fucking know what the hell was the other character. Miles. I don't even know. Ezekiel. There you go. Ezekiel. They're saying Ezekiel is no longer appearing. Like as a character, and so a lot of people are saying. Remember, last he was seen was Kevin Owens beating the shit out of him and him getting stretchered out. And then remember that the next week they posted the family with all his family going to visit him. But yeah, they're saying that they're gonna switch him over back to Elias with the guitar. That'll be great news. You're seeing slowly that they're bringing Butch. They're slowly starting to act. They got the wrestling gear back when he was Pete Dunne. They're slowly turning him back into Pete Dunne. Now you're seeing Max Dupree kind of teasing some LA Knight stuff. So a lot of these guys are getting changed back into their old characters. So we'll see what the hell happens there, man. We'll see what the hell happens there with those guys. Let's see here. And then as far as Veer Mahaan goes, you could tell he was 100% a Vince McMahon guy. As of right now, creative has no plans for Veer Mahaan. Yeah, man, I don't know about Veer Mahaan, man. I would not be surprised if he gets released, man. Pendejo face for Veer Mahaan, man. I will not be surprised if the poor guy ends up fucking getting released, man. Jesus Christ, man. I will not be surprised at all if they fucking end up releasing Veer Mahaan, man. Poor guy. He was a Vince McMahon guy. Let's see here. Let's see here, more stuff. All right, let's go over to let's talk about SmackDown. Gotta pull it up actually. So let's see here, SmackDown. I just gotta make sure I get the fucking card. I ain't trying to miss any of the shit that went down. Which SmackDown was kind of a mid-card show, honestly. The main event was fun. You have the star with fucking Logan Paul, and now they had the press conference today. So here, let's go SmackDown. Let's see here. So SmackDown starts off tonight with fucking Logan Paul coming out, and I guess you go back and watch the podcast he did this week with Roman Reigns. They do the interview, whatever, and then once Roman Reigns walks out of the room, he pretty much tells his co-host George Kenko and Mike Mulak that I can beat Roman Reigns, man. That's my match if we ever fight. And then you don't make much of it. The show ends, whatever. And then it turns out a few days later, Roman Reigns is like, I come on your podcast, I bless you with my presence, and then once I leave, you talk shit about me. And then he's like, Paul Heyman, handle this, Weissman. And then Paul Heyman's like, consider this handled. And then Logan Paul's like, how would you exactly handle me? And then Triple H is like, I have a show we can sort this out. It's called Friday Night SmackDown. And then Logan Paul's like, consider invite, accept it. So that shit went down on Twitter around like Wednesday and Thursday. So I guess good creative way by Triple H of planting the seats, right? On a real life podcast at the end there, and then on Twitter, I'll give him credit, I guess, whatever. And then Logan Paul starts off SmackDown this week and pretty much says, I accidentally opened my mouth too much, and I accidentally challenged Roman Reigns to a match. And then Paul Heyman comes out and tells him, you're gonna get killed. You're not ready for that. And then Logan Paul's like, no, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna beat him. And then freaking he's like, this is nothing. Like, no, this is a lot more harder than when you fought Floyd Mayweather. And then he calls Solo Sikoa into the ring. And then instead of that, Sami Zayn comes in. And Sami Zayn's like, this is not how things work around here. And fucking Logan Paul just fucking knocks him out. Where people were fucking booing, man. Pendejo face for Sami Zayn. And then the Usos and Solo Sikoa go up in the ring, and they want to attack Logan Paul. Logan Paul runs away, and then Ricochet comes out. And that leads up to the fucking first match of the night, which ended up fucking being Ricochet versus Sami Zayn. The Usos and Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman stay in ringside. Logan Paul stays at ringside for Ricochet. Good fun match, whatever. Ricochet ends up winning the fucking match. You have a spot there where Sami Zayn kind of causes, Jey Uso kind of causes Sami Zayn the match. There's you have that civil war going on, right? It seems like Roman Reigns, or at least Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn are like on one side, and then on the other side it's like Jey Uso and Paul Heyman, and then like freaking Jimmy Uso's like in the middle. He don't know where to choose. But yeah, kind of interesting shit going on with that. After that, they kind of want to whip him again because it's 2-on-3. But then freaking Madcap Moss comes out. I don't know why they love using Madcap Moss. To me, he's a fucking jobber. And turns out that sets up a match later on the night between Madcap Moss and Solo Sikoa. Whatever. And then we get a fucking promo by Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I think what's going to end up having, they're going to have a match at freaking Extreme Rules. Freaking Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. And then you have Max Dupree and Max Men Models come out. And again, that's where Max Dupree kind of teases we're here in Anaheim, just a few miles away from LA. And then he kind of pauses. And then Maxie gets him back on track. So a lot of people are saying, like, are they, is Maxie kind of like, has them like hypnotized? Like, where she, like, oh, you guys making them believe they're fucking supermodels? I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do? I think people might just be thinking too much on Twitter. And then freaking they come out like I don't even know what the hell their names are. Mosa and Mushroom. Mansa and Mushmere. I don't know what the fuck their names are. They come out and they're fucking promoting school uniforms. And they just fucking get their shit being out by freaking Braun Strowman. It was hilarious, low-key, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Jesus Christ, man. They just get the shit being out of them by Braun Strowman. And then fucking Otis and Chad Gable come out. And fucking Otis, man, he fucking beats, he fucking power slams him. But then fucking Braun Strowman goes Undertaker and just sits back up. A lot of people were booing that, man. And I think it sets up a match next week. Otis versus Braun Strowman. But yeah, man, they're making Braun Strowman look like a fucking monster. Like I said, I mean, the only other people that really do that is Kane and The Undertaker. He literally took his finish and then he just set up. Like it was crazy, man. And then we had freaking Damage Control come into the ring. They're just talking. They do a fucking promo. And then Raquel, I guess Alea got hurt. They're talking about not only did we take the tag team titles away, but we put Alea on the shelf. And then Raquel Rodriguez comes out, and they start beating the shit out of each other. And then it leads up to a match between Raquel Rodriguez and Bayley, which I kind of thought for a little bit Raquel Rodriguez had a chance to win. But then I remember, nope, because Bayley, they're going to probably have her be the number one contender for Bianca Belair's title. So they got to make her look strong. But yeah, I mean, it's a good match then. Fucking Bayley wins. And then Damage Control starts attacking Raquel. But then fucking Shotzi comes out and she helps out Raquel Rodriguez. So yeah, there's that, whatever. And then you have another woman's segment backstage. Kayla is with Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan, which it's fucking. I guess they agreed to have, what was it? Was it a last man standing match? She told us it was going to be her funeral. I forgot what match they agreed to. But yeah, pretty much Ronda Rousey tells her it's going to be her funeral at Extreme Rules. So they're going to have another match, which I think finally Ronda Rousey's going to win. Man, if they keep doing this, it's because Ronda Rousey's going to fucking win the match, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. And then we fucking have Drew McIntyre comes out. He stands on the announce table. He calls out Karrion Kross. And nothing pretty much happens, whatever. And then another backstage segment, we have the Usos with Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, and the fucking Sami Zayn, and freaking Jey Uso's trying to amp him up, motivate him for his match versus Madcap Moss. And then at the end, he's like, "Nope, you're staying back here. You fucked up Sami Zayn's match earlier tonight. You stay back here." And then he's like, "Sami Zayn, you coming?" So it's like that inner fucking civil war, right? Again, between the bloodline. Sami Zayn's going out with Solo Sikoa for his match versus Madcap Moss for the North American title, which I don't think that was necessary. I don't know, man. They love Madcap Moss, man. They fucking love Madcap Moss, man. I don't know what they see in him, man. To me, he's a fucking jobber. At the end, Sami Zayn provides his distraction, and that's how Solo Sikoa is able to win and retain his North American Championship. And then it fucking led to this is probably the best part of the show, man. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the number one contender for the tag team titles. It was fucking New Day versus Hit Row versus Imperium and the Brawling Brutes, man. It was fucking a fucking fun match, man. Fucking fun, man. You had fucking Top Dollar. I think he at one point had like 3 people, like one on his, like 2 on his like arms, and then another one like on his above his head, and he just slams everybody. And then just a few seconds later, Rich Holland comes out and he fucking Alabama slams Top Dollar. So they made Top Dollar look impressive by body slamming 3 people, and then right after that they make Rich Holland look impressive by body slamming Top Dollar. So they did a good job of making these top guys shine. I'm starting to think like this fucking, everybody talks about Sheamus and they want Butch to go back to Pete Dunne. I'm like, this Rich Holland guy, man, he looks impressive too, man. You might have a Shield situation with the Brawling Brutes, where all 3 of them end up being stars. I mean, obviously Sheamus is already a star, already a former WWE champion. But the other 2 guys, man, like nobody talks about Rich Holland. That guy, he's got that body, man. He's got that body. I don't know, we haven't seen him talk on the microphone enough. We don't know where the charisma is, but he kind of low-key looks like a young Brock Lesnar, man. Like a 2003, 2000 Brock Lesnar, man. Like, I was very impressed with Rich Holland, obviously top dollar. Then, there at the end, man, thank God everybody's hoping, everybody but the fucking New Day, man. We fucking seen that match 1,000 times, New Day versus Usos. So thank God it ended up fucking beating the Brawling Brutes. So yeah, so we got, and obviously most likely the Usos. I think the match is next week actually. Most likely the Brawling Brutes are gonna fucking win. Excuse me. Most likely the Usos are gonna win and retain the championships. Yeah, I think what's going on next week is I think AEW is doing like a big show. I think they're doing Grand Slam, and I think it's like a 4-hour show, but they're doing like 2 hours on Dynamite and another 2 hours on Rampage. So I think Rampage is gonna be like 2 hours next week. It's like a fucking pay-per-view, but it's like it's free, and there's like splitting it up into 2 nights. Half of it on Dynamite and half of it on Rampage. So I don't know if Rampage, what time it's going to start. Is it going to go from 9 to 11 or from 8 to 10? Like, it's interesting to see what. But I gotta go watch Rampage. But I'm pretty sure Rampage is doing 2-hour special next week. So maybe that's why WWE is trying to also stack it up next week. Because like I said, I don't know if they're going to try to start that before SmackDown's over, during SmackDown or when SmackDown's over. I don't know, but yeah. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure. I think Rampage is going to be 2 hours next week. So we'll see, man. But a bunch of mid-carders, right? You have some big names. Ronda Rousey backstage, announcing the Extreme Rules match with Liv Morgan. You have Drew McIntyre coming out there for a few minutes, challenging Karrion Kross. Logan Paul opens the show, but it's just mid-carders, right? I thought at the end the fucking Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match kind of saved it, especially Top Dollar and Rich Holland. But yeah, man, it's just it's mid-card after mid-carder after mid-carder. And look, as far as the Roman Reigns Logan Paul match, I don't know if that's more Triple H or if that's more Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is known for offering a bunch of money for matches. Like they asked like years ago. They asked, we want DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. So Shawn Michaels, Triple H in a tag team versus The Undertaker and Kane. Freaking Shawn Michaels had not wrestled in 10 years, and who knows how much money they paid, but they were able to convince Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement after 10 years and do the match. They asked for Goldberg and Undertaker. I believe at one point they asked for Ultimate Warrior versus fucking Randy Savage, and they're like, hey, those guys are not even alive anymore. So they are known for asking for matches and just throwing money at the WWE. So I don't know if this is Triple H or more of fucking Saudi Arabia saying, hey, we won Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Here's $10 million. Or $20 million, or $20 million, 10 for Roman, 10 for Logan Paul. Who knows, man? But Saudi Arabia is known for asking for matches and then just say, we'll pay you this money to make it happen, and WWE just makes it happen. So that's what I think this might. I don't know, but I would not be surprised if it's the same situation where it's more Saudi Arabia asking for the match more than Triple H coming up with the idea. They had the press conference today in Las Vegas. They made it official. Everybody was there. Fucking Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, Logan Paul. Michael Cole was like the one handling the press conference. Well, Triple H too. But yeah, man, it was pretty damn cool, man. I guess something different. I guess that's more of a Triple H thing. Obviously Vince McMahon never did that type of shit. They kind of got lucky too with Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. There was a lot of fucking reporters, a lot of media in Las Vegas. But yeah, man, it was good shit. Kind of Logan Paul kind of embarrassed himself because he called himself the table. I don't know, pendejo face right there for Logan Paul. You have the other one, Jake Paul, kind of trolling on Twitter. I wonder if eventually he's gonna fucking get in there. I would not be. See, that's more like it, man. How about you? right? The kid has a boxing career, right? But I think he's fighting Anderson Silva in a few months. But see, that would be better, I feel like. Logan Paul, Jake Paul versus the Usos for the tag team champions. To me, that would be better. Like, I would not be surprised if eventually that happens, where Jake Paul comes along and they end up being a tag. See, I would be a lot more fine with that. I wouldn't even mind them being tag team champions, right? But we know it's just, they just want a fucking main event. They won 2 stars. We know Roman Reigns is going to retain. The fucking report already came out a few days ago. They do not plan to take the title off Roman Reigns until next year at least. They have no plans to do it this year, so we already know. Those shows, anytime they go overseas, what we're finding out is that outside of when Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt for the Universal Champion, usually those Saudi Arabia shows are pretty much like live events, right? Where it's just, usually you don't get any title changes. I don't think we didn't get any title changes when we had the one at England, right? At Castle Crown. No changes. Everybody thought that McIntyre was going to beat Roman Reigns. Nothing happened. Same thing. Gunther retained his championship. So history tells us that outside of when Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt, these are more like they just put a bunch of matches just to put up the matches. But usually you don't get title changes in these type of shows. But again, who knows who's coming up with this idea? Who knows if it's Saudi Arabia just asking for it and throwing a bunch of money and Triple H just making it happen, or if this was more of Triple H's idea. It's kind of funny how he went from wrestling The Miz to wrestling Roman Reigns. Doesn't really make sense. So to me, it feels like more like the people in Saudi Arabia asking for the match. Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, and then Triple H just saying, okay. But yeah, that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out like a light. I thank you for watching.